Guys, so we're going to do some graphing in section 2.1. So I thought I'd show you how to graph on my math lab. So I'm going to go over to the 2.1 assignment. All right, there we are. So in section 2.1, like I said, there's going to be some graphing. We're going to take a look at a couple of the questions in here so I can show you how to do it. In this question, we were asked to complete the table, which I've already done ahead of time, and then use the table to graph the equation. So the first thing I want to do is identify what shape the graph is going to be. I know that this is a line because the equation has an y to the first and an x to the first. And remember, if the variables are to the first degree, it's always going to be a line. So next is I'm going to figure out my table by taking the x values, plugging them into the equation, and then figuring out what y corresponds to that x. So like I said, I did that ahead of time. To actually graph a line, we need to plot 2 points at least, and we can use any 2 points, and since I already have points from my table, my ordered pairs, I'm going to go ahead and use points from this table. To actually graph, we click to enlarge the graph, and that pulls up the graphing toolbox. The first step is to tell my math lab that it is a line, and we do that by going over here and clicking on the line tool. My math lab has the capability to graph other shapes. They can graph this V shape, they can graph these U shapes, which are called parabolas, they can graph this circle, but we'll mostly be doing lines for the semester. So I'll grab that line tool, and then I need to plot the points. And it doesn't matter which two you use. I'm going to start by using the first one on the table, which is -2, -6. So I will go to -2 and -6, and I'll put a point there. Now notice, as I move around the screen, if you look at the yellow bar, that yellow bar here, up here, you'll see that the numbers change. Sometimes your mouse is not completely calibrated to my math lab, and so you might click somewhere and it's not quite what you want. So double check that those numbers say the point that you want it to be. So -2, -6, it visually looks good. I check the numbers in the yellow bar, it looks good, so I'll click there. Then I'll go and I'll do another point. I could use the -1, -5. I could use 0, -4. It does not matter which point we use on that table. I'm just going to grab the 0, -4, and I'll put a point there. Now, if you find out that you've messed up your line, you'll have to go to the delete or the clear button. I can't tell any difference between those two buttons. They both take the line away, so either one should be fine. If you're satisfied with your line, you hit save, and then check your answer. And we got it correct. Now I'm going to show you another one that I have done ahead of time, and it's marked wrong by that red X. But so when I go and I look at it and I click on this box to see what I put down, my wrong answer and the correct answer look very, very similar. You'll see that they both have a point at 0, 3, and the line looks more or less the same, like they both go through 2, 0. This one goes through 2, 0, but do you see how the dots are in a different place? That has to do with the wording of the instructions. In the previous problem, it just said graph using the table, so we could use any 2 points. In the instructions here, it specifically says use the intercepts to graph. That means my math lab will only count it right if your line has the intercepts marked with a dot. So when I look at this, right, this dot's okay, it's the y-intercept. But then I put a dot here at this random point, which is on the line, it's the correct line, but I haven't shown that I know how to find the intercepts. So that's why it marked it wrong. Remember, to find x and y intercepts, you put in 0 for the other number and solve. Now, if you're not sure why it's marking you wrong, over here it says get answer feedback. And it tells me, remember, you're graphing intercepts, so you have to have those marked. Okay? So if you have any questions about graphing, let me know. Bye.